Good morning, Facebook. My name is Kaylee Locklear, and I'm the president of the Maryland Retailers Association. Our association has a small scholarship foundation funded by retailers and supporters of our organization from across the state. And for the past 4 years, we've partnered with Comptroller Peter Franchot during tax-free week to encourage people to shop Maryland. I'll go ahead and turn it over to Comptroller Peter Franchot, an incredible small business advocate and partner in encouraging Marylanders to shop locally. Comptroller Franchot.
Kaylee, thank you very much, and thank you for your organization being the voice of small businesses. Hundreds of thousands of them are loyal members of the Maryland economy and do such great work strengthening our communities. And so this Shop Local partnership between all of us who are going to be speaking today is very important. And I just want to indicate for the citizens of the state, this Shop Free Tax Week that we, with Kaylee and others, basically implemented along with the legislature, this is going to become a well-traveled path as we go into the economic recovery, because these tax-free discounts work. They generate tax revenue losses for the state, yes, but they generate surpluses at the same time because it gets people back into the shopping mode. And the fact of the matter is, right now, amidst all the pandemic, the public health issues, and all the terrible economic consequences, Marylanders are sitting on a huge mountain of cash that they have in their checking accounts. Not the ones that are disadvantaged and vulnerable and suffering right now. My heart goes out to them. But most of the citizens of the state have not been able to spend their money on normal activity over the last 8 months. And it's built up in their checking accounts. And we're going to exercise this tax-free shopping as a way to restart the economy down the road. But we're here to really talk about these scholarships. And I want to really thank Bonnie Stein, who's going to speak for the University System of Maryland Foundation Board, for being a good partner, and to Roderick Jonkins from the Maryland Institute College of Art for joining us and also speaking today. These organizations, along with the Maryland Retailers Association, have been great partners with Shop Maryland Tax-Free Week. And I want to thank all of you for making this year a successful one, especially this year when so many retail businesses have been hit hard by the COVID-19 pandemic. Shop Maryland Tax-Free Week has always been an important week for our state's economy, a great way to help draw customers to local businesses. As we slowly begin reopening our businesses, as we did, this event took an even more higher importance. We don't have the hard numbers from the week, but I promise you it's going to be, yes, hundreds of thousands of dollars lost in revenue, X millions of dollars of tax revenue garnered from associated shopping for non-tax-free items. So this is a proven weapon in our portfolio, and it's, as I indicated at the beginning, I think it's going to be crucial to be significantly expanded and will be very, very important to restarting and winning the economic recovery for the state of Maryland. The average family in Maryland spends between $800 and $900 a year in clothing. It was, anything less than $100, shoes or clothing. It wasn't just back to school, it was for anybody. And it's a great way to help people save some money during tough economic times. But most of all, it's like holding up something shiny in front of the Maryland consumers and saying, look, guys, it's okay to shop. And initially, you may have to do it over the internet until we get this coronavirus situation under control. This week obviously helped struggling businesses who are working hard to keep customers safe while also trying to make payroll for their employees. Many of them are finding new ways to innovate and stay afloat in the face of the pandemic and operate digitally. These 7 tax-free shopping days also were a great chance for many businesses to help boost their sales online. The other fantastic part of this week comes directly from the Maryland Retailers Association, which has organized today's event. It's great that this group of Voices for Small Business offers scholarships to students attending a Maryland University college or trade school. and to highlight this year how these students are helping Maryland businesses during the pandemic, because kids know so much more about technology than old guys like myself. And it's even better that the schools with the winning entries are matching the Maryland Retailer Scholarship Award. I really appreciate that. That's why it's important to support events such as Maryland Shop Tax-Free Week, and we're going to have many tax-free weeks, in my opinion, down the road because they're so successful. And they have to be done carefully. We can't just excuse people from paying sales tax. It's an important component of the state's budget and local budgets. But we can use, as we have, what we call economic incentives, discounts, tax cuts to promote shopping. We're fueling our own economic recovery while also creating the next generation of business owners with this program. As comptroller, I will continue to do everything I can to support the residents and businesses of Maryland as we work our way through the economic fallout of this pandemic. Whether it's delaying tax-related payments to allow businesses to have more money for payroll or other expenses. As a tax collector, I took a great deal of personal pride and pleasure in declaring a tax holiday back in March, so people could keep cash in their hands, billions of dollars in their pockets, until July 15th. I'm happy to report that almost all citizens are paying their taxes on time now that we gave them this extension. I've been strongly advocating for state grants to immediately help struggling businesses. I want you to know we're doing everything we can to help those Maryland businesses at hashtag keep the lights on. This is particularly for restaurants and hospitality sector, small businesses. While I'm confident Maryland's economy will bounce back from this, it's important that we continue to support local businesses every way we can. These are the same businesses that support your Little League teams, fundraisers for your school PTA, who donate locally to those in need. In fact, according to a national study, nonprofit organizations, this is like the YMCA and United Way, et cetera, they receive on average 250% more from small local businesses in philanthropic contributions than they do from large businesses. So God bless large businesses. Amazon, we were ready to push out $8.5 billion to attract them to Maryland to build their East Coast headquarters. What do we do for small businesses in Maryland? A lot of rhetoric, a lot of political statements, not very much action. So 75% of every $100 spent at local businesses stays in our communities, unlike the big Amazons of the world. Now it's time for us to return the favor and support these vital businesses more than ever. They had our back, and we need to have their back. First, we need to hear more about the scholarship contest. Kaylee, thank you again for your sponsorship. Thank you for your leadership. Thank you for being a champion for small businesses all over the state. And it's tough times. We can't really sugarcoat this. It's going to be tough for another year. But once we come out of it, what we're talking about today is going to become a lot more common, tax-free shopping.
Absolutely. And thanks to you, Comptroller Franchot, for everything that you've done to help small businesses and promote small businesses, and for everything that you continue to do. Over the years, our scholarship foundation has awarded hundreds of students scholarships to pursue higher education of all kinds in Maryland. This year, in light of COVID, we asked students to submit to us their stories over Maryland's tax-free shopping week. We were looking for students who went above and beyond, truly dedicated to helping businesses in their communities as they weathered the pandemic crisis. The response was truly incredible. So many submitted stories of helping businesses, like building out social media platforms, or they went into stores to help build safer environments. We want to thank all of you for helping your communities during this unprecedented time and helping to keep each other safe. Now, I'll introduce Bonnie Stein, the chair of the University System of Maryland Foundation, to announce our second place recipient. As a small business owner herself, this scholarship truly hits close to home as she understands the immense struggles that small businesses have faced. Bonnie, I'll go ahead and turn it over to you.
Thank you, Kaylee, for that nice introduction. And I really want to thank the Maryland Retailers Association for offering these scholarships. You know, this year has been very challenging for the University System of Maryland and the foundation. And, you know, we have 12 campuses, three regional centers, 170,000 students. And in the spring, every campus saw their emergency funds depleted. And that's really a challenge. So we reached out, we helped the various universities. But I really want to thank the Retailers Association because small businesses, and I've seen it up front. My son and daughter own a small business. Without the PPP, they probably wouldn't be able to have weathered it. So, it's I hope everybody watching will support Maryland retailers, large and small, but particularly the small ones who are really struggling now. And small businesses are the backbone of our economy in so many ways. So I'm excited to be able to announce this year's second place winner of the Shop Maryland Tax Free Week competition. And the University of Maryland, the University System Foundation of Maryland has agreed to match the $500 award for the second place winner to make it 1,000. And I have to tell you, I was so moved by this young man's story that I personally wrote a check to the University System of Maryland for another 500. So it'll be a total of $1,500.
Wow.
And I want, one of the things that I do, I also sit on the GBMC, Greater Baltimore Medical Center board. So this story hit a nerve with me, tugged on the heartstrings so much. And so I want to introduce our winner, who is Kyle Fritchie, and he is a rising junior at University of Maryland. Kyle's entry shows qualities that every single one of us should emulate. He's caring, responsible, dedicated, and you're going to learn just how brave this young man is. So Kyle has worked since 2017 at Brook Grove Retirement Village in Sandy Spring, Maryland. And here he has been part of the server team at Westbrook Clubhouse that provides meals to the residents of independent living, people who are in their independent living area. But I want to read from his essay. On a typical shift, I would greet the senior citizens in the clubhouse restaurant, take their orders, and serve them their meals. Over the years, I have created relationships with the residents and really learned to enjoy their company. So when COVID-19 pandemic started to attack dozens of our assisted living residents on the Brook Grove campus, I really worried about the well-being and safety of my independent living diners. Things got even more difficult when the decision was made to close the clubhouse to practice social distancing in order to protect the residents. I was actually very nervous for my own safety during this time because I'm a childhood cancer survivor. But I decided to wear a mask, wash my hands often, and essentially put my health on the line and help out where I was needed. In between my University of Maryland virtual classes, I took on extra shifts. I called approximately 50 residents to take their orders and to check in with them to make sure they were handling the pandemic and feeling okay. I helped the chefs and kitchen staff prepare and package the meals, and I would load my car and deliver them punctually to their doorsteps. Anyone that has a family member living either in a nursing home or an assisted living facility only prays that they have someone like Kyle that is staying in contact with their loved one. So as the pandemic wore on, some of Kyle's coworkers began to test positive, and many others then had to quarantine. The retirement village was terribly short-staffed, but Kyle stepped up and took extra shifts to make sure that the needs of the residents were met. He further shares with us that during the time, he continued to call the residents, take orders, and make deliveries. but he also worked with the administration from other departments to make sure that everyone was fed. I had to take everyone's shifts who could no longer work for 2 weeks, and I even worked completely alone one day. But I was able to get the job done. I made it my mission to keep our service uninterrupted for all of our independent living residents. Kyle is a cancer survivor. He risked his own personal health to help the community. I see him as truly our future, dedicated, kind, selfless. And I'm so delighted that his supervisors urged him to apply for this scholarship. These scholarships mean the world to these students, and it can mean the difference between being able to continue your education and having to get a full-time job. So, Kyle, you have all our best wishes from the University System of Maryland Foundation, and I know you have a very bright future in front of you. Thank you for everything you've done.
Could I add something to Bonnie's excellent presentation?
Absolutely.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm just a public servant. I'm not in business, and so I don't have a lot of resources, but I'm going to match Bonnie's $500 personally. And I'm also going to say to Kyle, if you get a college degree, as soon as you get it, come knock on my door because I'll hire you.
That's
yeah,
fantastic.
I mean, I'm curious, and it's not going to be at a bargain basement salary, which I'm sure the retirement community where you live values you highly. But we need people like you in leadership positions. So feel free to come knock on the door and remind me if you can make a recording of this, play it for me, because you are a hero, and I salute you. And on behalf of everyone who's have parents, as Bonnie would say, in perhaps retirement homes, boy, we need more people like you, Kyle.
We really do. Congratulations, Kyle, now on your $2,000 scholarship. And Bonnie, thanks so much for that. I now, without further ado, want to introduce DeRoderick Jonkins, who is Associate Vice President for Financial Aid at Maryland Institute College of Arts, to announce our $1,000 scholarship recipient. DeRoderick has worked in higher education for 20 years, and he oversees the financial needs for more than 2,000 MICA students. Every day, he sees the need for assistance in pursuing education and knows that every little bit helps students meet their higher education goals. DeRoderick, I'll turn it over to you.
Thank you, Kaylee. And good morning, everyone. And congratulations, Kyle. I wish you all the best in your future endeavors. Thank you, Maryland Retailers Association, for these generous scholarships and continuing this competition this year, despite the COVID-19 pandemic. In my role as AVP for Financial Aid, know firsthand how important scholarships like these are to students in reaching their educational goals. And thanks again, Maryland Retailers Association. Maryland Institute College of Art, acknowledged nationally as a premier leader in art and design education, was well represented in this competition with 12 student entries. To that, I am happy to announce MICA will be providing each student with a scholarship to recognize them for supporting Maryland businesses. Thank you, students, for your submissions. Now, I'm very happy to announce this year's first place winner of the Shop Maryland Tax-Free Week Scholarship Competition, Marian Fuentes Romero. Marian's submission was followed by a nomination from a member of Iglesia Bautista de Washington, a Latino congregation that was established in 1990, which solidified her as this year's winner. I will now read from the letter submitted in support of Marian. Iglesia Bautista de Washington, or IBW, is a Latino congregation that was established in 1990. We are led by our pastor, Efren Lopez. As a church, it is our mission to share the gospel and to show Christ-like love to to our communities. It is our pleasure to nominate Ms. Marian Fuentes Romero for a scholarship. The COVID-19 pandemic has been a difficult time for all businesses. At times, it is a loss on people that churches are nonprofit organizations. Our church is a small congregation, roughly 100 people. Due to being a smaller congregation, we have to be consistent in supporting our pastor, rental facilities, and mission activities. When the statewide shutdown began, we moved our services online, something we have never done before. We're not technically advanced nor equipped, but learned to adapt. A few church members came forward to address our needs, Marian included. Marian designed our logo and the intro clip for our YouTube videos. She also assisted with visual edits for our videos to make them engaging and appealing. Back in March and April, she was still in classes at the Maryland Institute College of Art, or MICA, where she is majoring in graphic design. She was trying to finish her sophomore year during a health crisis, and yet stepped up to the plate to help our church find its digital presence and brand. Her artistry and passion were so evident. The church simply wanted a logo. However, Marian, a true artist, took this on as a professional project. We held meetings and went through dozens of drafts of logos until we landed on one. Her commitment to this was inspiring, and we cannot thank her enough. How many college students would have made a church logo a priority during a global pandemic? We know of only one, and she is more than deserving of this scholarship. Thanks to Marian, people around the world, yes, the world, because we have viewers from across Latin America, now watch our weekly service videos. With her graphic design experience, we were able to continue our ministries and reach more people. She has expressed how she would love to continue working with our church's newly established video and multimedia team. For all these reasons, I enthusiastically nominate Ms. Marian Fuentes Romero for this scholarship. Great job, Marian. In closing, Micah will be matching Marian's $1,000 scholarship, bringing the total to $2,000. And as an added benefit, we will be renewing our $1,000 match each year until Marian graduates. Marian, on behalf of our president, Sammy Hoy, and the entire Micah community, we are so very proud of you. Congratulations. And now back to you, Kaylee.
That's so exciting, and congratulations, Miriam. Congratulations to both of our recipients. Thank you to everyone who submitted and shared your stories with us about how you're helping businesses and your communities. We were just completely blown away. Comptroller Franchot, thank you to you, as always, for everything that you do in partnership with our small businesses and our Maryland stores. I'd like to just end and say and tell everyone, please stay safe, please stay healthy, and please continue to support your Maryland businesses. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.